The Japan International Cooperation Agency, commonly known as JICA, has been actively cooperating with Central Asian countries, including Uzbekistan, for several decades. JICA's involvement in Uzbekistan is particularly notable, as the agency has been supporting the country through both financial loans and human capacity development projects. To date, JICA has financed projects in Uzbekistan with a total value approaching $4 billion, underscoring its commitment to the nation's development. In today's interview, we have the privilege of speaking with JICA's Senior Vice President, Ms. Sachiko Imото. We'll be discussing the agency's various activities in Uzbekistan and exploring what the future holds for this enduring partnership. Could you provide an overview of JICA's operations and key initiatives in Uzbekistan and Central Asia overall?
Since the independence of Central Asian countries, JICA has been very active, and Uzbekistan is the first country that we opened our office here. So for our cooperation, it's very important that we have a strong network with the key counterparts of Uzbekistan government, civil societies, and private sector. So having our office here is a very important development for us. And through our offices, we have had the continuous dialogues with our counterparts in Uzbekistan and also in other Central Asian countries like Kyrgyzstan and Tajikistan. And in Uzbekistan, so we have been working together for quite a long time, more than 30 years. And since the initiation of our cooperation, we extended our cooperation in terms of a monetary value of 5,518 billion yen, which is equivalent to 3.7 billion US dollars. So it's quite a large amount. And also, JICA's work, we see attach very much importance with the human network, human connection among Uzbekistan people and Japanese people. And in this regard, we have received trainees from Uzbekistan in terms of 2,800 Uzbekistani trainees who had a short-term and long-term training in Japan. And also we have dispatched Japanese experts working on the ground with Uzbekistani counterpart, 1,200 experts. And also we have the volunteer scheme who really work in the grassroots level together with especially civil societies and also the front line of the third social services, and the number accounts for 300. So it's a fairly large amount of our operation, and Uzbekistan is one of the central focus for us in this region. So we are very, very happy to have that. And some of the achievements we have, for example, in terms of power sector, we have extended our support in power generations, energy efficiency, and so on. And we have already have 7 projects in power sector. And together, if everything is completed, our support could account for 23% of the total power generation in Uzbekistan.
Why has JICA chosen to cooperate in Central Asia, particularly in Uzbekistan? What key factors influenced this decision?
As you know, Japan is a small island country with very limited natural resources. So having good relationship, especially in terms of economy and trade with neighboring countries, is very important. And in order to do so, we really need a stability and prosperity all across the globe. And Central Asia is a very, very important region. It's a center of Eurasian continent, and the stability of this region really, help to the whole world become stable and connect, different parts of the continent. So we have seen that the Central Asian countries are a very strategic partner for Japan. And of course, Uzbekistan, it has the largest population in the region in Central Asia. And also you have a strong will to reform for the market economy. And also the situation has been very, very stable. So we see a lot of possibilities that Uzbekistan can lead the Central Asia as a democratic and stable country. And it will have a good foundation to develop. So for us, Uzbekistan is a country that we can really operate in a full scale. So compared to other countries, of course, we do work with other Central Asian countries, but Uzbekistan, we can extend every kind of our assistance, including loan, sovereign loan, and also private sector investment, technical cooperation, grant assistance, and volunteer schemes. So all schemes that we have, we can extend to Uzbekistan. So for us, we can be very, consistent, coherent, and also we can be very flexible to meet the needs of Uzbekistan country. So I think with this scale and full operation, we can be very, very effective.
How does JICA determine the priority areas for development assistance in Uzbekistan? What criteria are used to select specific projects?
For us, ownership of Uzbekistan is very important. So we always have a close dialogue with our counterparts, including different various ministries and so on. And so our operation, the strategy is based on the development policies of Uzbekistan. And also we, of course, do have a dialogue with other partners, including multilateral donors. And we really analyze the current situation of the country and identify the most pressing needs of the country to achieve a sustainable development. And based on these analysis and dialogues, we, list up the important areas that we like to work together with Uzbekistan, and we really make the agreement with them. So it's very important that Uzbekistan government has the priorities in the area that we like to work. And so here in Uzbekistan, we have developed some of the pillars that we like to especially work together, and where we can extend Japan's strength and add values to the work of Uzbekistan government in development. So here we are particularly interested in enhancement of industrial competitiveness and job creation in Uzbekistan. And also we are very interested in expanding and improvement of the social services, and this also the energy sector, green transformation, and environmental management, and also the improvement of governance, transparent and democratic institutions, and so on. So in these 5 pillars, we have been quite active, and we will continue to be so.
Can you provide examples of successful projects JICA has implemented in Uzbekistan and their impact on local communities?
One of the flagship project we have here in Uzbekistan is Uzbekistan-Japan Center. There we provide business management course and also other cultural areas like Japanese language courses, a lot of events to extend Japanese cultures and so on. So it's the hub for exchange of Uzbekistani community, especially business communities and Japanese business communities, including the culture and language. And there we have, through our business development courses, we have had very successful cases. For example, some of the very prominent entrepreneurs of Uzbekistan, such as Mlat Building and Sapphire Coffee Chain. The owner of those companies are the graduate of our business courses. So it's really giving the impact on the business scene of Uzbekistan. And so, through these courses, we have been trying to raise the skilled entrepreneurs who can really lead the economy of Uzbekistan. So we have been working here since 2000, so it's been 24 years. It's a very, very important endeavor for both Uzbekistan and Japan. And also we extend the scholarship to mainly the bureaucrats of Uzbekistan to be capable of efficient and effective policy in making and in implementation. It started also, we have been providing this scholarship for more than 20 years. And we have more than 400 graduates with master's degrees or PhD at the Japanese universities who are now working as, capable and talented bureaucrats in Uzbekistan. So this kind of human resource development, it has been very successful. and they have a very strong connection with Japanese universities and also Japanese, technocrats and bureaucrats, which really support, bilateral relations of Uzbekistan. And as I mentioned, power sector, we are going to, provide 23% of the capacity of the power generation in Uzbekistan, which is vital for economic activities. So these are the areas we are very proud of. And of course, we are going to continue to keep, make a bigger impact in all the areas that we work.
What role does JICA play in supporting sustainable development and environmental conservation in Uzbekistan?
JICA also has a sustainability policy. So we are very keen on supporting, carbon neutral, transition to carbon neutral, sustainability in economies, and also other areas, social impacts and so on. And so we are very, very keen to support energy transition in Uzbekistan. And here, mainly, we are currently working in energy saving sector, improvement of energy efficiency in public and private areas. And also we promote R&D in utilization of hydrogen. So Japanese universities and Uzbekistan universities are working together to do the research work on better utilization of hydrogen. And also we are planning to introduce the system of our energy efficiency auditors. We have the similar system in Japan, and it really proved to be effective to promote energy efficiency in a variety of areas. So we are now planning to introduce the same system in Japan, into Uzbekistan. And also we are supporting to invest in transforming the various energy efficient equipment at the factory levels and the industrial levels, so that they can also promote energy efficiency within their own premises. So these are the main areas that we are working. And also we would be very happy to work on the renewable energy. We especially work together with the private sector. So in this, we are going to still keep supporting the carbon neutral.
How does JICA collaborate with other international organizations and local stakeholders in Uzbekistan to achieve development goals?
No single agency can achieve the long-lasting impacts of the country, right? So it's very important that we work together with other partners, including multilateral, bilateral donors, and also civil societies, and we complement each other, and we try to make the synergies among what we are going to do. For example, in education and health sector, we have been engaged in continuous dialogue with the central government and other agencies like UN, USAID from US. We have a periodical consultation. And for example, JICA is now working in promotion of inclusive education for early childhood, and USAID is promoting inclusive education at the primary level. So we actually complement what we do, so that Uzbekistani government can have consistent policies and implementation of inclusive education from the early childhood to through the primary education. So like this, we have had a very fruitful collaboration, and we are going to do so. And also other areas that we are working, for example, JICA has extended the budget support to Uzbekistan this year. We just recently signed the loan agreement. And that budget support, we are extending our support together with the World Bank. So the World Bank and JICA agreed the joint action plan that the Uzbekistani government should take to reform their economy and public policies. And so we align what we support through this budget support with the World Bank. And also we have the example that we work together with ADB in rehabilitation of pumping station of irrigation. So like this, in order to achieve the largest scale of success and impact, it's just a necessity that we work together.
How does JICA's approach to development assistance in Uzbekistan differ from other countries in the region?
There are a lot of commonalities among Central Asian countries. So there are similarities with what we do in the region. Uzbekistan, Tajikistan, or Kyrgyzstan. But Uzbekistan stands out with its abilities and also the capabilities to implement a project. Especially, it has the access to international finance market, including sovereign loans like a loan or lending from other multilaterals. So as I said earlier, that JICA can extend all our schemes, all the means we have to Uzbekistan. That means that we can really provide comprehensive solutions to Uzbekistan, from the grassroots level with volunteers and to the policy level with budget support for policy dialogues and so on. So we are quite comprehensive in Uzbekistan, and we can really create a long-lasting impact and in the reforms of Uzbekistan government. So I think that Uzbekistan is one of the very exemplar country that what JICA can support, what JICA can do to our country for their own development.
What are the key objectives for JICA's partnership with Uzbekistan over the next 5 years?
We are particularly interested in the areas of green transformation and strengthening the resilience of the country, and also improvement of connectivity and human resource development. So these three areas we are particularly interested in strengthening our cooperation, because we do see the necessity that Uzbekistan needs to upgrade in this area. And in a green transformation or resilience, as I explained, we are going to introduce energy conservation auditor system. And also we are going to provide the assistance to introduce a new energy efficient equipment in industrial sectors. And also we are working on renewables energy development. And as I said, we are promoting R&D in hydrogen neutralization and so on. So we are doing the multiple activities in this area. And in terms of connectivities, of course, within the country, we are working on the development of a road network and so on, customs clearance systems, and also within the region, together with other countries. As customs clearance system is to ensure smooth, logistics among different countries. So it really improves the connectivity with the neighboring countries. And we also do the local road network and so on. And also we are working together with other countries, neighboring countries, to promote one village, one project to develop the local varieties of the local specialties to improve their economic activities. So these kind of local and also transnational collaboration, we are really seeing a lot of possibilities to improve the connectivities in the region. And the human resource development, as I said, it has been JICA's core focus, and we have been working especially together with the government sector in this regard. But now we are expanding our scope. We are now starting a new project which will promote human resource development to raise the skilled labor, the level of the skilled workers through their working experiences in Japan. So it's a quite new development that we like to expand our human resource development activities, not within the government, but also to the private sectors, especially those who need to be skilled workers. And also we are working in educational sectors, especially primary education, to improve the quality of the education. So we are promoting the evidence-based policy making in primary education. And in higher education, we are going to promote engineering talents and developments at the universities level, and also maybe the vocational level. So we have these three pillars: skilled workers, engineering talents, and the basic education. So these are going to be the core of our activity coming maybe 5 years.
Is there any issue or aspect of JICA's work in Uzbekistan that you feel has not been covered in our discussion and would like to address?
JICA is a fairly complex organization. As I said, our way of working has the different aspects, and it's very diverse. I mean, as I said, we can extend the budget support to the Ministry of Finance, which will amount to like 250 million US dollars. And at the same time, we dispatch volunteers who really work closely with the local people on the ground. Like I have seen many volunteers working at primary schools or working in Japanese language educations, or those nurses, Japanese volunteers working together with local nurses at the primary health spot. So, from the very grassroots levels to the highest, the government capacity, we really do work together. So our activities is very complex, diverse, and we involve different tools, different way of working. So, our strength is there, that we can really meet every kind of needs that we observe in Uzbekistan. So it's not easy to understand the overview of JICA's activities. So I would like to ask Uzbekistani people to always maintain their interest in what we are doing together with our local counterparts, and especially see what we are doing on the ground. JICA has a philosophy that what is very important is that we always remain in the field. We call it in Japanese gemba. So we have the philosophy that JICA should dive into the local reality in the field and work together with the people. So, we are always trying to grasp what is really needed among the local people. So we like to ask the local people in return to be interested in what JICA is doing. So, I would be happy if this interview will be read by many people, but it's not easy to understand everything within this short amount of time. So I'd like to ask people to follow Facebooks or Instagram of JICA Uzbekistani office, and we also publish a lot of articles in the media and so on, so that we like to be understood by the people, and we like to have the good relationship with the Uzbekistani people, with Japanese our partners. We involve a lot of express volunteers and so on. So having good human network through our cooperation between Uzbekistani people and Japanese people, that will be one of the rewards that we will see in our cooperation.